Hello! Welcome back to another video on my channel, or the first one if you're new, that's absolutely fine. My name is Maximum Dinosaur, Maxi, Maxipad, doesn't really matter, and I am really happy to have you. We are on Generation 2 of the Chromatic Legacy Challenge, which is a challenge in The Sims 4 based on colors. It's 15 generations, and we've already completed one. I created it, it will always be linked down below, and I'm really excited to get onto Gen 2 because I've played Gen 2 a couple different times, but not quite like this. I'm excited for what I have planned, and I have a lot planned, and there's going to be a lot of cinematics. If you are new to the channel, you would not know that I have cinematic scenes a lot in my videos, and it's going to be a lot more for this generation, I will say. There was a lot of cinematics for this gen, maybe one every episode, which is normally not normal. Normally it's like one every other episode or every 3 episodes, but we're upping it for this one. And like you'll find out, every gen is going to be like this. Every gen is very distinctive from the last. So the vibes, music, I post music on my like story and stuff on my Instagram account. Would recommend following me there because I post like a lot of cool stuff, I guess. But like there, I post music that has like, you know, goes with the story, and you can tell off the bat the difference between Lemonade Gen and Bubblegum Gen is shocking. Mera, which is our Lemonade heir, her mother, Zinnia, was a very different sim, and we're going to be discovering that. But I hope you are excited nevertheless for Lemonade Gen. I will say, there will be a lot of trigger warnings in front of specific scenes, so you'll know it when you get to it, but there are a lot more triggering topics, such as, you know, like violence and stuff, and also like SA, briefly mentioned, some other things. It's just like, you know, I'll give you the trigger warnings when we get there, but this gen is very different, and some of the violent stuff did seep into Bubblegum Gen, but I'll try to, you know. Anyway, if you are new, it's fine. You don't have to watch the first gen. I would suggest doing so because I think it's great. The audio in the first couple episodes are awful, but if you get over that, it's really good. And I love Zinnia, and I think that you would too if you watched her part of the series. So yeah. So now we're gonna go over the rules for Mera's part of the generation, and after that we are going to be looking at her in CAS, as well as talking about her past, so that everybody's all caught up on what her childhood was like and the parts of her story that have already happened. So a little bit of an oversight here when I wrote this. You've always been good at using technology and getting along with others. I don't know why I said and getting along with others, because there's no reason for me to have written that. And I'm gonna be honest, Miera, our heir, she really doesn't get along with others. She has trouble with it, and you'll see in the future, not a strong suit for her, but it's okay. Other than that, she's perfectly fit to be the heir. Perfectly fit. So, you grew up with a loving family, but you never had any reason to doubt yourself. You respect your family's vet business, but strive for something else. You've always been good at using technology and not getting along with others. And you're so excited for your future and can't wait to become a parent. Your parents lend you some money and off you go to start a new life in the real world, but things don't go exactly as planned. Your home is smaller than it looked on the housing website, and your hopes and dreams are skyrocketing down. When you're about ready to give up, you get an opportunity to be a secret agent for a type of company you've only heard about in movies. So yeah, Lemonade Gen is a parenting, programming, secret agent. So it's fabulous. So the traits are self-assured, family-oriented, and squeamish. You must complete the Computer Whiz and SOOO parent aspirations. You must reach level 10 of the Secret Agent Career Diamond Agent branch. You must max out the programming and parenting skills, and you must start as a young adult in a 1-bedroom tiny home or 1-bedroom apartment. You may only move/expand when you become an adult. And this generation is colored yellow. So, now that we got that over with, let's go ahead and take a good look at Mera in CAS. Okay, so for the first part of the CAS video, simply I am just going to go over a recap of Mera's childhood years / like what's already happened in her life. before this challenge starts, for any newcomers or anybody who just needs to be caught up, because it has been like months since she was born. There's been a lot that's happened in between. So, let's go. Miera was born into chaos. Her mother and father were seniors in high school when they found out they were expecting her. Her dad was a petty thief, her mother a veterinarian. Kind of, not legally. They were both orphans, and their home was small and empty. When her mother, Zinnia, gave birth, her father, Theo, had disappeared, leaving her alone. Zinnia named her daughter Miera, a name meaning light. Miera was a self-soothing infant and an independent toddler. Zinnia was mostly the only one to take care of her, as Theo became more and more absent because of his job. Theo had become a criminal, no longer a petty thief. Zinnia's friends Magnolia and Archie looked after Miera when Zinnia was having a busy day at the vet clinic. Miera formed an unspoken bond with them, as well as the cats surrounding her for her entire life. Theo was always kind of absent, but that changed for the worst on Theo and Zinnia's wedding day. Zinnia left Theo at the altar, making everyone wonder why. Miera never really saw her parents interact because Zinnia was always busy with her animals, and her clinic, and Theo was busy with whatever he was up to with his job. She didn't get very bothered by their split up, but what did bother her is that Theo disappeared completely, too hurt by Zinnia to be around her. For years, the most interaction Miera got with her father was the birthday gifts he sent her every year and the suspiciously large amount of child support payments. When Miera's mom came out as a lesbian, honestly, Miera could not care less. However, she was pretty happy when she found out that her mom was dating Magnolia, who had already been there for Miera for as long as she could remember. Miera has a speech and language learning disability as well as dyslexia, and didn't start speaking until halfway through elementary school. And even after that, Miera didn't want to speak. Eventually, kids in her class would notice and pick on her. Miera let them. She could take it, or at least that's what she believed. Regardless, Magnolia, who had started to date Zinnia at that point, had helped her start some self-defense classes, and they worked on it together, and Zinnia also participated. But when one of the girls in her class got bullied, Miera did not let the bullies get away with it. She started a fight, or rather finished the fight by giving the bullies broken noses. She defended the girl getting suspended. When she came back to the school, the girl she had protected, whose name was Arya, started hanging out with her. But Miera's bullying got increasingly worse, and then one day it stopped, after Miera pulled off a dangerous stunt in the courtyard. We'll find out later what that one was. There was only 2 kids her age who wanted anything to do with her after she did that. A kid named Shock reached out to her telling her that no one liked her, and no one liked him either. They formed a pact to be each other's backbone, mostly during fights. Shock, Arya, and Miera made a weird little trio. Shock was a loyal asshole, Miera was known as a threatening outcast, and Arya was a soft, kind computer geek. But they made it work pretty well. During her childhood, the weight of her father's absence hurt her, though she tried not to let it show. She didn't understand how he could leave her, but she wasn't angry. She just wanted him back. Mera had always been squeamish. She never minded blood, but sickness, death, those things got to her. When she found out her dog had passed away, she broke down, begging her mom to get her dad to come back. So Zinnia did. She convinced Theo to come back to his daughter. He felt guilty for leaving her and tried to make it up to her. When Zinnia and Theo met up, Theo promised he'd move on from being a criminal to keep Mera safe. He lied. There's something going on with Theo and his boss, some type of leverage that his boss has to make him obey. Theo knew it was dangerous to be around Mia while he had a crime boss breathing down his neck, but he didn't let that stop him. He wanted to see his daughter, and his daughter wanted to see him. Meanwhile, Magnolia and Zinnia finally got married, and soon after they adopted a little girl named Saffron. Saffron was everything to Mera, and she wanted nothing more than to make her happy and protect her. And that's about it, folks. That's Mera's story so far, but it's nowhere near being over. In fact, this is just the beginning. You'll learn more about how Mera stopped her bullying in the first episode, as well as some other things that she's done, which, I'm excited to talk about them because I love her. Anyway, for this generation, I got trigger warnings for violence, strong language, a little bit of very, bright red blood, because extreme violence is so cartoony, and brief mentions of sexual assault and rape. Though it's pretty much just mentioned as sexual assault. So, now let's get on to Miera's actual design itself, or my CAS process of her. So I had to speed this video up. So much. Oh my goodness. It is so sped up. It's sped up by like over 1,000%. Because if I didn't, it would be like 45 minutes long. I'm not talking for that long, A. B, you're not watching for that long. So it's just like I had to figure something out. And I did, kind of. It's on my screen right now, it's very, very like 1 frame per second. And I'd hope that it's not like that for you, but it might be, so oops. But yeah, it took me about 5 to 6 hours to make her, which wasn't exactly the plan. I was supposed to get a couple other things done today, but I just, it takes me a really long time. She has a lot of outfits, and she looks fabulous, and I love her. She looks so much like her dad. So much like her dad. Her lips are her mom's, and that's all she got. That's the extent of what she got from Zinnia. But unfortunately, she still just looks like Theo. She's very stunning. I've always been a little skeptical about the bright yellow eyes, but I think she really pulls them off. And she's got 2 different hairs. I recolored both of them, and they're really nice. And you'll see them later. But for now, we're just getting like the basics of her face done. I edited a little bit. Like, I always edit proportions a little bit, but like a very small amount, you know? I also like really liked giving her all her skin details and stuff because I've done it before. I'm not gonna lie, I've aged her up and done it before. Oh my gosh, actually, before I forgot, you know what's so annoying? This is the 3rd version of Miera that's existed, because when she was born, when I aged her up into an infant and I aged her up, she was a stranger. I don't know whose baby that was. Her skin tone, eye color, hair color, every single feature on her face, not genetically resembling her parents at all. I'm like, this is so weird. It was really, really weird. And it just like, the baby just like was a complete stranger. I'm like, whose baby is that? So yeah, I scrapped that one and made a new one in CAS. I made a new one just randomly generated. And then I made her when I made her a child, her face was completely morphed. I knew what she looked like when she was a toddler. I knew what she looked like when she was a child. I aged her up to C, and she looked completely different. So what I had to do is I added her toddler self to the household, deleted the child version, and aged her up into a teenager. And I also like made everything her have like the same skills and stuff and relationships as the old Mera. But like, it's crazy. Also, while I was trying to record the cinematic for the end of Balkon Gen, you would not believe what I had to see. So there was I'll try to put a screenshot on the screen. She was so messed up. Like, she had aged up, but not aged up yet. So she was in this like age matrix thing. It was crazy because she was looking like her eyes were a mile away from her head. She was all bent over. All her limbs, I need to show you because I put it on my Instagram story. It looked so crazy. And I was a little freaked out, but she's normal. She's normal now, so. Yeah, I went through every single hair I have at this point. I went through every single hair that I have. And I was worried that I wouldn't be able to find the perfect hair for her, which is kind of true because every hair was perfect, to be honest. I was really in love with every hair. And I kept putting her in like Zinnia's old hairs and Zinnia's hairs. She does not look like her mom at all. I tried clinging on to some hope, any hope that she looked like her mom. But I like that she doesn't look like her mom because I'd like my heirs to look different, even if she is like very similar looking to her dad. That's fine, you know? So yeah, but hairs was difficult. You don't know how long it's actually been. Like, you can't tell because of how much it's sped up, but wow, it took a long time. Yeah, I'm not sure if at the end of this video, at the end of my recording of me talking, if there's more time left of the video, that would be because it was too glitchy because I sped it up too much. So I had to give it extra time, but that might not happen, so bear with me. I love doing her makeup. It kind of sucks, like, yellow lipstick looks awful, so I couldn't really do that, but she pretty much just wears black lipstick or neutral lipstick almost all the time. She wears a lot of makeup, and I was debating on whether I was gonna make her look like a new teen, because Zinnia was a new teen when she aged up, but I think there was gonna be a time skip there, between the last Bubblegum episode and this episode, in the first, Lemonade episode. I think there's gonna be a time skip because I don't really know. I don't think that this is really the face or body or clothing of a new teenager. But like in my head also, children are kind of new teenagers, you know? Because the jump is tremendous. I couldn't make her look younger if I tried, honestly, so I'm not too upset with myself about the fact that she does look older than her mom. That's another thing I'm really struggling with. She looks older than Zinnia. Zinnia's always looked very cutesy and stuff, but Miera has a more serious complexion and more serious, like, she's just a more serious sim in general. So the fact that she is more serious and her mom is wearing like bright pink and cutesy clothes and stuff, she does look older than her mom. I don't know how to feel about that. But also I had to shrink her, which I didn't show in the video, but I did have to shrink her because her eyes were not on, like, I couldn't see her eyes, that's how tall she was. And I raised her up a little bit after the recording is done, but like not a great deal. I went CC shopping before this for like clothing to more fit her, but I think I would have been fine if I didn't, but nevertheless, I got so much clothing, and she's wearing a lot of clothing, which sounds weird, I know, when I say it like that. She is wearing a lot of outfits. I gave her multiple outfits for a lot of her outfits, and she also has 2 hairs, which I normally don't do when I'm giving recolors to my Sims hairs, because it's just more difficult, but I figured it out, it's fine. I want to give her these like claw things, claw nail things, but I'm like, is that too bad for like a teenager? I feel like a teenager maybe shouldn't be wearing those. I don't know. I did a photo shoot with her and she's so pretty. I was supposed to edit the photos tonight, but I'm too busy with this to do that. So, oopsies. Yeah, I was like talking to my sister and I'm like, oh, I finished. Do you want to come like see how she looks? And she's like, girl, you said you were starting that like 5 hours ago. I know. No comment. I take too long in CAS. I'm sorry. I also edited both Shock and Aria. Aria is so cute. Shock is okay, I guess. I feel like that's what Miera would say anyway. Miera, she's a little peeved by Shock, and he's a little peeved by her, but they look out for each other, and I think that's nice. I think that's really nice. But Aria is so pretty, so you'll see her in the first episode. I'm also thinking about giving Zinnia a makeover and Magnolia a clothing makeover, but I just give Magnolia new hair because I just like chopped her hair. I'm like, whoa, that's cool. So I'll give maybe Zinnia new hair for like now until she's dead, which is crazy. She's not dying anytime soon, I promise, but now until she's dead, I'll give her new hair because my girl deserves to grow old with a different hair, you know? So I might do that, but we'll see. And as you can see, Saffron is a new toddler, which I did in the last episode. You saw it, but it's really nice, isn't it? To see their little family. I like how all the Sims are broken up with cats. This household is probably the one I'd feel the most safe in. There's 4 women and 4 cats? Yeah, 4 whole cats. Wow. Soon to be 3. No, I'm not implying anything. I'm just saying Nugget's been an elder for a while, so sorry, Nuggy, but I cannot afford to keep non-salmon related Sims around longer. If you didn't know, Salmon is Zinnia's childhood cat who is still alive. He is at the end of the family lineup, and he has a child and a grandchild, and I'm keeping all of them alive for like as long as Zinnia is alive. But anybody who's not related to the family, I just let naturally die, which is like kind of weird, but I needed to add more room to the household, and Zinnia's had like at least a dozen pets at this point, so I really thought I would struggle giving Miera a balance of like a good amount of yellow, but also like the grunge aspect, because it's just not a color you find in grunge a lot. Dark yellow is like my least favorite color, and the only reason that is because every other color you can make look darker without it looking awful. Yellow looks awful when it's dark, so like there's only a couple shades of yellow that are acceptable, and that's like my only problem with it. I love color in general. I could work with any color if you asked me to, and I feel like that makes my like art and stuff look less aesthetic, but I also don't really care if I like am using all the colors. But I don't know, I think it's neat to be able to work with all the colors, but I don't work with yellow that often. I should though. There's a couple color combos I really like with yellow, like yellow and blue are really pretty, like a lighter yellow and a baby blue, love it. Yellow and pink is really pretty. I loved the contrast between Miera and Zinnia's like parts of the house, you know. I also gave her room a makeover. It's, you know, still a basement room because it fits her vibe, but she's got like a punching bag and like a whole giant rack of dumbbells because she's just like, you know, strong like that. And my apologies, somebody's vacuuming in the background. I don't know who that is, but you might be able to hear it. Yeah, I really struggled with her sleepwear for some reason. I couldn't find what I wanted. Period. I couldn't find what I wanted. Also, like, she's so pretty. I can't believe, like, I feel like I just made Zinnia in CAS, and when I look back on the video, not only was the audio quality terrible, but Zinnia does not look like she used to. Her face is completely different, and I don't know how that happened, because they never changed it, really. She just looks so different from what she looked like. And I'm like, wow, that's really cool. I wonder if Miera's gonna look really different when I'm done with her, too. Also, I love this party wear look. She's got, like, 3 different layers of graphic liner. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And I love putting accessories. I used to never put any accessories. I would put my Sims in a full body outfit and then just give them shoes and that's it. It was so boring. I can't believe I used to live like that. I love giving them, like, you know, all these accessories. I just layer them on at this point. And sometimes I'm like, are they like layered to ugliness? Because they might be. Oh, this outfit's so cute though. Oh, I'm obsessed with Miera. Like, look at her. I know she looks like she's 30, but she looks beautiful. Okay, I'm sorry. She doesn't look like a teenager, but neither does any of her friends or future friends. Unfortunately, sometimes I'm like, I don't want to plan out my Sims love interest because I want them to meet naturally, but at the same time, townies are ugly. And they never look right. Well, Arya and Shock are both good looking. And they are townies, but I just have a hard time, like, getting connected to Sims that I don't make in CAS. So, all of her love interests have already been made. I made them a while ago. Them, plural. There's gonna be more than one. If you're on my Instagram, you're gonna see this on my story, but Miera is a cis woman and pansexual. She's not having a gender storyline. She's not having a gender or sexuality discovery storyline. She's having a murder and stuff storyline. It's a little different. But like my last 2 series have both my like Rosewood Legacy, Horse Ranch, and Prologue was about a transition, and Zinnia's story wasn't solely about, but was like, well, Griffin's story wasn't solely about a transition, but Zinnia's story was kind of about sexuality discovery, so Miera's not gonna go through that, but there might be future gens too. Which is a bit difficult because if it's not the first gen, that means I can't do any homophobia. Because my Sims aren't gonna be homophobic. So if I'm like Gen 4, they can't go through like a homophobic parent storyline because their parents are gonna be awesome. You know what I mean? But it's fine. Griffin already has enough of that kind of trauma for all of us combined. So I'm sorry, that was rude. I'm sorry, Griffin. But anyway, we're wrapping up the video. So yeah, please like, comment, share, do all the things that YouTube likes, especially comment. That's my favorite. I'm rushing the outro because the video is already over when I'm looking at my screen. Goodbye!